Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Don't prove anything. That's right. Concepts.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Concepts don't do anything. And that was it.
It was even better earlier when she just said, "Well, you can think of it as a force." Oh, well, then it's not a force. If you have to think of it as a force, then obviously it's not one. Then, right, Brenda?
The problem it behaves as a force. It acts as a force.
How does it act like a force if it's not a force, Brenda?
Because it's the bending of space-time.
It's over. No more. You
said
we're done.
You're done.
Cause things.
We're playing around with the zombie now.
You said it. Concepts do not cause things.
Right.
Brenda, you said it.
Yeah,
so are you gonna say concepts now
concepts don't cause?
Yeah, concepts don't cause things. Thank you, Brenda. And space-time's a concept.
No, it's not a concept.
Sorry, space-time's physical. Show me space-time right now.
It's all around you.
Show it to me. Air's all around me. It's the thing the apple's in. Show me
some
the air. Physicality to
show me the air.
What is defined? Sorry, I'm trying to speak, but of course, Bully Boy's lost. So, Bully Boy, is it time to talk through me while I ask you to show me some physicality to the conceptual medium of space-time? It is real, according to you, so show me space-time. Don't tell me it's all around you because you believe it as an idea. No, that's not showing me in physicality. Anthony can show me some physicality to the medium he puts his egg in, or the medium that the apple is in. That has physicality, it's measurable. Now, your physicality of space-time isn't real. It doesn't have physicality. It's a concept.
By definition.
It's measurable, so yes, it
by
does have
definition, a concept, Brenda.
No, it's not.
Well, you're just in denial and a moron. You just deny the definitions of your own religion when you lose. Oh well, I don't care that you deny the tenets of your own religion and the definitions of space-time as laid down by the man who derived them from his brain. That would be Einstein. Yeah, I don't care that you now deny the tenets of that horseshit, pseudoscience. Yeah, it is a conceptual medium. Pseudo-Ramonian force space being the geometry. Pseudo, not real. So you don't have to like it and you can deny it as a complete fucktard liar and Bully Boy who's going to talk through this demolition of your assertion that space-time's actual and physical when it's not. You're just retarded and wrong. It's not real, not physical, conceptual, love. You don't have to like it.
Concepts are about things.
That's lovely. And that makes them physical and real and showable to me. No, they're not. They're concepts, not physical. That's what makes them concepts. If they weren't concepts, they'd be called actualizations. Or reality or physical. They wouldn't be needing a determination that they're conceptual if they were actual. Because then they wouldn't be conceptual. I can think about my car, but it isn't my car. The car's the car. My concept of what the car is isn't the car. Because that's an actual physical car that I can show you. My concept of what it is, or how you imagine it now, isn't the car. Those two things are very different. And the way you distinguish them is by actually showing it. So, the fact that you can't show me space-time, the pseudo-Ramonian force space that is Einsteinian gravity, doesn't make it real because you say so. It's still conceptual. You are simply wrong. And lying to my audience when you say, no, it is real, because I assert that concepts don't cause things, which they don't, by your own admission. Now changing what space-time is to be physical and real won't work. That's useless. Well, you're going to also declare that you've won every debate here, pathetic individual.
Every single one.
Yeah, what? I can't believe it. Give that man a pound. What, so literally, within the next breath of my prediction, you do just that. You've lost. Your end gambit is to declare that a conceptual medium's actually real because you say so. No, it's not. you are wrong and stupid and don't even understand your own religious rhetoric, making you thick.
I've just realised the best way to get this home to Brenda. Now, I'm going to do this because it's Brenda.
Show me the air.
Shut up, Brenda. Don't bully the other guests, bully boy.
I'm gonna do this with Brenda because she's probably the best. This will just work for Brenda, right? Now, Brenda is how do you describe yourself, Brenda? Do you say that you're a 60-year-old post-operative transsexual, right? So that means that you began life male and transitioned to female.
62.
Huh?
This relevant.
62. So you're a 62-year-old post-operative male to female transition. Is that right?
Who cares? What's this relevant to?
No. I have got an angle. It's on topic. So Brenda's not actually female.
This is everybody knows all this stuff about me.
Brenda's not actually female, but we do think of you as female, but you're not actually female, right? Same as space-time.
I'm actually transgender.
Well, whatever sex you are or are not, I don't know which one you are, and I'm not a search. All I'm saying is, whatever sex that you were born, you don't identify that as anymore, and we treat you as that, whatever it is now. So what I'm saying is, you're not actually the sex that we treat you as, and we think of you as that sex, but you're not actually that sex, are you?
I'm not confused about my sex. What being transgender is about gender, and gender isn't sex. It's perfect.
Right. My point is, you're not female.
No, Anthony. No, stop.
I don't claim.
Hold on, Brenda. Hold on, Brenda. Hold on. Anthony's conflating terms. He's conflating gender and sex, and he's going to reassert his position with that conflation in place. She's already addressed it. I don't want any more about this. It's a false equivalence, Anthony. And she's explained why. I don't want this pulled to pieces. It's not relevant. Only because she's debunked it, you're using a false equivalence. Sorry.
I'm just trying to get her to understand that something that's not real.
We're done with her.
You treat it as real.
We were done with her when Nathan ended the show, when she said concepts don't cause anything. It's over.
Yeah. Her only rebuttal to that 10th man was, it is real. No, it isn't. It's still a concept. Just because she now says it's real, therefore the fact that concepts don't cause anything, well, this isn't a concept then, because it is causing something. That's useless.
Yep.
The concepts describe how things...
Oh, they don't cause then? So they're descriptions as opposed to causes then?
Nathan, I have a question for you.
That's correct.
Yeah, so gravity, concept, isn't causal. It's not doing anything to anything. Contrary to your belief and religious rhetoric that we can think of it as though it's causing shit, it isn't. It's a bloody concept.
I have a question for you, Nathan.
Go on.
No,
C.S. Lewis. You've heard of C.S. Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. He wrote a book. Can you remember what the book was called, or one of the books?
C.S. Lewis, wasn't it? Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe.
Yeah, or the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah.
Didn't he come up with an idea, a concept of something called Narnia?
Yes.
Right. So, is Narnia real?
No.
But we do think of it as real because there's a whole book written about it.
Well, you can think a bit of being real. I don't.
But,
some people
where
do.
did it all stem from? Where did Narnia come from?
Same as Einstein.
Narnia came from C.S. Lewis's imagination.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Same as gravity came from Einstein's
bully boy.
Imagination.
Ranty's pulling apart your religion. That doesn't mean you get to bully him and talk through him and censor him with your fundy mute button. Yeah, go ahead, Ranty. I'm sorry Brenda's bullying you. She's in one of those... None of them like their religion being taken apart. They just lie to us and tell us that a concept's actually a real thing when they get defeated, and then bully you when you summarise the point. So I'll try and keep control of the bully boy. We'll see how we get on.
Well, seeing as we all agree that Narnia isn't real, and it all originated in C.S. Lewis's imagination, the same concept was applied with Einstein and his theory of gravity, and how that concept originated in his mind also. Both are concepts, both are not real.
But that doesn't explain how the apple falls from the tree.
No, the relative density disequilibrium involved in the apple being suspended after growing upwards. So a lot of energy created by the process of creating the tree to grow the branches up towards the sky and have that disequilibrium. I mean, the whole purpose of the tree and it growing apples is to have that disequilibrium so it can spread its seed. But that process involved it pushing an apple seed, growing an apple seed out of equilibrium, and then the disequilibrium returning to equilibrium when the very deliberately intended to be fragile stalk breaks, because the apples become too dense for the medium upon growing and taking a lot of energy to do so. So it's growing in disequilibrium. That's it. Well, eventually it can't suspend on the stalk and the air, and it breaks and then returns to equilibrium because it was in disequilibrium to begin with.
So let's move on.
So I understand that
you've lost this point. Let's move on to the black swan because you've lost this point. So where's that horizon in the black swan?
I don't want this. Right.
So I understand.
Hold on, Brenda. I just want to address this transsexual bashing. I don't want it. Right. I just don't want it. This ends here. I know I'll change pronouns from he, she to whatever. I don't care. Brenda's she. I don't want this shite. Right? This isn't going to get... Hold on. I want to finish my point.
Thank you. Thank you, Nathan.
I do not want this held up by someone else as a straw man to burn. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Brenda as a preferred... Let me make my point. Brenda's got a preferred pronoun. Now, I have no respect for her. That doesn't mean that in social settings we have to abide by certain stupid rules. Now, I don't care for those rules, but I'm prepared to abide by them just for the sake of the rules. Now, I don't want anybody on my panel, and I will eject you if you don't respect those pronouns that are laid down. That's society, not me, not my rules. And I'm not going to have somebody burn this as an effigy just because someone's decided that they're going to rebel against those social rules. So I just don't want it to happen anymore.
And I just want to defend myself by saying I wasn't trying to diss in any way. I was just trying to find a something that she could relate to.
It's fine. I didn't say you were. You had an argument. It was defeated by Brenda when she distinguished gender and sex. So at that point you lost, and I drew a close to it. I didn't say you were trying to have a bash at her gender. You were trying to draw a false comparison. It was part of the argument. Perfectly acceptable. As long as it doesn't go any further, or we suddenly start reassigning Blender's bloody chosen gender. No, I'm just not going to tolerate it. It's not the subject. The subject is space. Just last point. The subject space-time. I couldn't give a crap about Brenda as an individual. At all. But I will respect the socially laid down terms that we have to work under. I'll accept those because there's consequences. Not for me, not for a society respect, in respect to the debate. Some wanker will come along and burn that like it's an effigy to defeat our arguments when it comes to space-time. And I'm not having it. No.
So about that horizon, Brenda, do you still think that you won that discussion about the horizon?
I accept what Blue Marble Science is, his analysis of the video that put out by you guys, which is that the image you're using is deeply refracted. There's all kinds of crap going on.
There's no evidence of refraction.
The bending of the towers. And
do you understand the argument, the Black Swan argument, Brenda? Do we even understand it?
We're talking about the horizon, not the towers.
Yeah, because apparently you don't understand it. First thing you're talking about are bars and the oil rig. We're not talking about that. That's never been our argument. And you know that. Don't play like you don't.
The point is,
why is the horizon behind
mirage.
the two oil rigs, Brenda? That's the only question on the table.
It's not.
Which apparently you can't answer.
The horizon is in front of the oil rigs. It's a mirage.
So straight to delusional then.
Again,
hold on. Just pause for a second. Let's bring up the picture.
By definition, Brenda, the horizon is where the sky appears to meet the land or the sea. So
Riley, maybe there's multiple places in the picture where the sky happens to meet the sea.
There isn't.
It has to be, right? That's what she's saying.
That doesn't comply with the definition, though.
Where's the picture? Is it in Ballbusters?
Yeah.
It should be everywhere. I'll post one real quick. Hold on.
I'd like to do something different. I just like I mean, it's along the same lines, but it's to do with Brenda. So before you present that image, just let me present my image.
Thank you, Paul. Go ahead, Ranty. If you can pop it up, Paul. Great.
That one. Here we go. This is just something I want to do a little bit differently. So this is a photo which I showed to Brenda and did it live twice actually on my stream when she was in there, and I was asking her to see the difference between either of these images, bearing in mind that this was supposedly a 24-hour Arctic sun continuous shot tracing the sun, and this is from 23 seconds all the way up to a minute and 23 seconds. And when we got to these final two images, I obviously noticed a comparison, showed them to Brenda, and Brenda says that these images are different. Now, if we're going to go into this with Brenda about where is the horizon, firstly, I want to just say to people that, listen, this is what Brenda sees as two different images that don't look anything alike to each other, right? So when we're asking for Brenda's opinion on where the horizon is, I think we have to take her positioning of the horizon with a grain of salt.
Hold on. Let me just give Brenda context.
I can't see what it is. I can't see what you're talking about.
It's the picture.
The show is over. It's not on YouTube.
It's the start and end of the... Yeah, I know, Brenda. We're just talking to you. It's the start and end of the 24-hour sun video that you said that there was loads on. You just need to Google it. Someone then took the top result, put it up on screen, and there was loads of anomalies with it. One being that it was clearly doctored and edited loop with a blatant error in the form of two cloud formations that were identical at the beginning and end of the video.
Well, I didn't see two identical cloud formations.
No, sure.
They didn't look identical.
He knows that. Ranty pointed that out and said that you said they were different. But what you can't see is what was on screen then, that they're next to each other looking very much identical. But that's his point. He's saying, given that you still to this day maintain that they look different to you when they're clearly identical, that your judgment in regards to where the sky meets the ground, apparently, is in front of the turbines. When, Paul, if you can put it on screen again, you can't really trust your judgment when it clearly isn't. It's behind. Paul, can you put the black swan?
I can't see anything on the screen because we're
not
sharing screens.
It's the black swan image. You've said that it was in front, the horizon was in front of the platforms. It isn't. You know, you're clearly blind. And Ranty's point is to say that when you're presented with two identical images as a debunking for a claim to be looped footage, your rebuttal was to say they don't look identical when they're clearly identical. And now with the black swan, you're saying it looks like the horizon's in front of them when it clearly isn't. So you must be blind.
Yeah, Brenda, do you think we should take you seriously when everybody can see the horizon where it is? And
the YouTube thing is over. I can't see any images that you're sharing.
It doesn't matter. We're still talking to you, Brenda, and you know what image we're talking about.
Wait a minute, Chocolate. I just dropped the image into live stream, so if she goes to the live stream, she will see Bye Bye Ball image in the live stream.
But there's no live stream
that
on
you
YouTube.
obviously have seen before, and you have actually listened to Blue Marble Science's assessment on it, right? So how do you not know the image we're talking about, Brenda? This is why you are a liar, and nobody respects you.
No, I understand that image, and
you understand.
In this image, the horizon is in front of the platforms.
Okay. Yeah, that's what Ranty was pointing out when he said you can't trust this woman's judgment when it comes to things that are visual. Because it's on screen, you've seen it, people have seen it. The horizon is unequivocally not in front of the platforms. It is visually, obviously, behind them. You must be blind.
I don't think it's obvious at all.
Okay, fine. Thank you for your opinion. Anybody with eyeballs would disagree with you.
Have you seen the shadows on these, Nathan? Have you seen the shadows on the water?
What wait a minute. If we do that, have Brenda define what horizon means. Then have her point it out. She's not defined it. We've defined it. Let her define it.
Well, that image is really, really
Brenda,
bad.
what's a
There's
horizon?
much better image in that same video, in the original video,
Brenda,
that clearly
you know when
shows
we had the
obstruction
definitions for gravity, we're now asking you for the definition for horizon. Do you know the definition for horizon?
Which kind? There's 3 kinds.
Okay, let's have them.
There's the
Definition.
astronomical.
That's
There's the
okay. Hold on,
astronomical
Anthony.
horizon. There's the astronomical horizon, the apparent horizon, and the geometric horizon.
The astronomical
Okay.
horizon.
Okay, no worries. And what do we have if
We
we live
get
on a sphere?
perfection by following the will.
What do we have if we
Okay,
live
well,
on a
I'm gonna
sphere?
ignore that.
What do we have if we live on a sphere?
Oh, you'd have the astronomical horizon, which is your view straight out from your eye. It's just a straight line past your eye. The apparent horizon is where the sky appears to meet the surface of the sphere, and the geometric horizon is a physical point that is tangent to the surface and is the that connects with your eye.
Sorry, that connects with your eye.
Well, I mean, you can draw a straight line. You can draw a straight line.
When I look out across, say, a massive surface, hundreds of square miles, where's my geometric horizon?
It would be on the surface of the Earth, and it would be a tangent. It would be tangent to the surface of the Earth, and it would be defined as that furthest point on the surface on the actual surface of the Earth. But there could be obstructions like mountains in between.
And I qualified my question. So just on a great expanse, not an expanse of mountains, but on that great expanse, you're saying that my tangent to what is not visible beyond it is my observable geometric horizon, is it?
You could have an apparent horizon also.
That's not what I'm asking. Where's my geometric horizon? We do have one, don't we? Because we're on a ball. We must have one. It's the physical thing that you're describing we have a tangent to that would obstruct things physically. Physical, you said. So where is this physical, geometric horizon? What's it observable as?
Well, it would be a circle that would go all the way 360 degrees around the observer. The observer is a certain height above the surface, right? And so then you would draw a straight line from the observer to that point on the surface, which is the furthest extent of the physical sphere that you're standing on. Let's say you're standing on the Death Star, and that also forms a right angle, right, to a line tangent to the surface.
Yeah, I heard all that. What does it look like?
Nathan, why are you okay with concepts now, but you couldn't have concepts earlier?
Who's speaking? I'm not talking to you. What does it look like, Brenda?
What does what look like?
Jesus wept.
The
geometric horizon we're discussing? What does that look like?
It's defined.
It's a
Hold
circle
on, Anthony.
going all the way around the observer.
A circle? Like the horizon, you mean?
It's a circle.
Hold on. Like the apparent horizon? The apparent horizon does that.
They would
The apparent horizon does that, though.
on a sphere.
Hold on, Brenda. The apparent horizon does that, though, doesn't it? For me, in actuality, I have an apparent horizon, though, don't I? I don't have this geometric horizon. I've got an apparent horizon.
You could have both.
Sorry, I'm asking what it looks
Death
like.
Star.
Excuse me, don't tell me what I can have. Yeah, I can have both. If I hold up a golf ball in front of my eye, the golf ball's got a geometric horizon, but I might have a not actual apparent horizon also, in my view. Yeah, that's correct. You can have both. And I'm asking you, given that Earth is claimed to be a Death Star sphere, What does its geometric horizon look like? Don't tell me again what the apparent horizon looks like. I want to know what the geometric horizon looks like. We do have one, don't we?
What it will look like will depend where you are.
We do have one, don't we? We do have one that we can see, a physical geometric horizon of this sphere. We must have one, right? So what's it look like?
Yeah, it depends on where you're.
I'm going to say I'm at a fixed altitude. What does my geometric horizon look like, and where is it?
It depends on where you are and how high you are.
Yeah, I'm at a fixed altitude with an expanse around me. I'm on the Nirvana Salt Flats. There you go. That's where I am geographically.
Then it would look like Okay, then it would look like the Nevada Salt Flats, wouldn't it?
No, not the Salt Flats.
If you're out above the ocean, it would look like the ocean.
No. What does the geometric horizon look like? Where's that? What's it look like? What's the position?
It looks like it depends on where you are, on where you're standing.
I've told you where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you some sort of fucking moron? I've told you where I am. I've told you my elevation. Those are the only things you need to know. You've said we've got a geometric horizon. I know what a geometric horizon is. I've given a qualifying example with a golf ball. Now I want to know what, given your presumption Earth is a sphere, what Earth's geometric horizon looks like.
It would depend on where you are.
I'm on the Nirvana Salt Flats.
Then it would look like the Nevada Salt Flats.
What would? The geometric horizon, it's an obstruction. If I've got a golf ball in front of me, the top edge of the golf ball blocks anything that's behind it and below it, because it's a physical golf ball edge blocking the view of things behind it. Now, it doesn't alter that I've also got, because I happen to be in a very wide open space at that particular time, I've got a not actual apparent horizon also. Now, that's what I can see when I stand on the salt flats. I can only see an apparent horizon. I'm not seeing any geometric horizon. But a sphere Earth requires one.
That would depend. The apparent horizon would be altered due to atmospheric effects.
No, it's geometric. It's not atmospheric, it's physical. Are you stupid? Do you not understand what geometry is? Are you stupid?
The apparent horizon could...
Not apparent, you dumb fuck! Yeah, don't now tell me again what the apparent horizon is doing and what affects it. Yeah, the apparent horizon's affected by weather conditions. Yeah. We're not talking about that. We're talking about geometry. Mathematics of physicality. Nothing to do with weather. Rumpus seem to have this problem too. Don't you fundies now know what geometric means? Physical.
Yeah, I do.
Right. So,
yeah,
it seems, Brenda, given that we have an not actual location for a horizon, an apparent horizon, that we definitely do not have in our visual acuity any geometric horizon. There isn't one. We've got an apparent horizon, not a geometric one.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is. I've asked you where the geometric horizon is, and we haven't got one. What's it look like, I say? Where is it? What's it looking like?
That's a reification.
And why is everything that fucking demolishes you suddenly a reification? Is that your only defence now? Throw out some word salad about a random fallacy you've heard recently. Not everything I demolish you with is a reification fallacy. I do have a not actual location affected by the weather for a horizon. Now, the horizon I experience is unequivocally, definitely not geometric. So where the hell is the geometric one?
It's an actual location, Nathan.
Where is it? I don't see it. Location. There is no geometric horizon in this picture now. I've got one on screen.
Yes,
there's a picture of Barrow. There's no geometric horizon in this picture. There's only a not actual one. There's only the apparent horizon in any picture. What are you talking about? There's no geometric horizon in any of these pictures. We've only got, as conceded by Rumpus, Apparent horizons. That's all we experience. We're not experiencing any geometric horizon.
Yeah, we do. We see it all the time.
No, we see a not actual horizon.
No, you can see it in that same.
Wait, so Brenda was calling out reification before, but now it seems like she's trying to make something that's apparent seem real.
Oh, yeah, of course, it was projection. I should have spotted that quicker. Well done, Chocolate. Yeah, your claim of a reification fallacy is actually projection, Brenda. Yeah, your model of a sphere has a geometric horizon, but we don't have that in actuality. The horizon is absolutely, definitely not geometric. It moves with the bloody weather. So we don't have fact. There is no geometric horizon.
The geometric horizon doesn't move with the weather. What are you talking about?
No, the horizon we experience does, though. Yeah, that's right, Brenda. Right, but you on a globe have a necessity for a fixed geographic physical horizon. Not one that moves with the weather, like the one we experience. You've got a geometric one.
That's
Brenda,
you're getting confused between the apparent horizon and the geometric horizon.
No, a geometric horizon and an apparent horizon are very different things. We do have an apparent horizon, but that horizon is not geometric.
In the original video of the platforms, it shows the geometric horizon.
Sorry, horizons that we experience aren't geometric horizons.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
The horizon we experience isn't a geometric horizon. It moves with the weather. It's a not actual horizon. It's never a geometric horizon. It's always an apparent horizon. That's a fact. Now, the fact that the horizon isn't geometric debunks the notion of a geometric horizon, which a ball Earth must have. But that's not our horizon. Our horizon isn't geometric. The horizon we experience is apparent, so not geometric.
The horizon is geometric.
No, it isn't. It moves with the weather. The horizon is definitely not geometric. It's apparent. You're just stupid and have now decided to, what's the fallacy? Reify a ball model into the horizon. No, the horizon's definitely always apparent, Brenda. Always.
No, it isn't.
Do you mean no? Yeah, it moves with the weather, changes with the conditions. Fact.
By definition, Nathan.
Pardon?
By definition, it's the apparent horizon. It expressly states it's where it appears to meet the sky and the land.
Yeah, appears.
Yeah,
it's apparent locations aren't geometric and don't have physicality. Are you stupid?
Mike, check. I have a question for Brenda.
I've asked her a question. Are you stupid? Do you not appreciate that something that's apparent can't be geometric? Hello?
Yes, it can be.
No. By definition, it's apparent. Ergo, it cannot be geometric.
The geometric and the apparent horizons can coincide.
Oh, can they now? So we've got two. In other words, on the salt flats, when I asked you to show me where the geometric horizon was, and you failed to do so, we've actually got two horizons. One that's clearly apparent and defined as the geometric horizon, causing obstructions of things in the distance, and also a not actual horizon. Because obviously everybody experiences both geometric and not actual horizons simultaneously, until your reified version of the two cross over. No, we don't experience two horizons, you complete retard. No, we haven't got two horizons, woman. Are you stupid? Not two, just one. Can't be two, by definition. It's the point where the land appears There's the clue. Appears apparent to meet the ground. We don't have two locations where the ground appears to meet the. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? There aren't two horizons, Brenda.
Yeah. Brenda, could you take a picture of the geometric horizon and not the apparent horizon, please? Or just point out a picture
We
that
only
has
have
that.
one. We only have one. It's only upon reification on the correct weather for her reification to work that she will assert that the apparent horizon, which is still apparent, it will be tomorrow, it will be today, it was on the day the photo's taken, but on that day it matches her model. Therefore, on that day, it's geometric that day. It's physically obscuring things that day because it's geometric then when a boat goes over it. It's never geometric by definition, by facts that it moves, by the fact that it's apparently where the sky meets the ground, and that isn't what happens. So by every single standard, we have only one position where the sky appears to meet the ground. Ergo, it cannot be geometric. Ever. You don't have a sphere edge for your religion to work, and your religion of ball earth necessitates a geometric horizon, which we haven't got. So this is where the ball dies, Brenda. Your prolonged silences maybe are the penny dropping, or your frantic way of trying to figure out a way of bullshitting your way around this, and claiming a not actual location by definition is actually geometric when you decide it is. It's never geometric. It cannot be. Yeah, Brenda's done.
Welcome to
While
Flat
she's
Earth,
pondering
Brenda.
on that, yeah. While she's thinking about that, when you guys were talking about gravity earlier, and more than one occasion, maybe Chocolate Saiyan knows, he referred to it all as very magical. So magic is what actually.
I had push to talk and I was mistakenly hitting the wrong key. So the apparent horizon over the ocean is typically above the geometric horizon.
No, we only have one horizon. There are not two. Did you not hear a word I said? There aren't two horizons. Are you stupid? Do you think we've got two positions where the sky appears to meet the ground? No, we don't.
Brenda, what's 2 plus 2? Is it 5?
We don't have two horizons, moron. You can't have two horizons, moron. We only experience an apparent horizon, moron. It's therefore never geometric, moron.
We have one
We have
sky.
3 horizons.
We don't
We have
have
one
three positions
sky.
where the sky appears to meet the ground. Yeah? That violates the law of non-contradiction, you stupid buffoon.
She's doubling
They
down
have
in the
different-
reverse
Look,
direction.
They have different
Let me try
definitions.
this. Let me try this.
Nathan.
Brenda, the laws of perspective tell us that at some point, the sky and the ocean will appear to meet at one location. And that
Correct.
is that.
That's the
And
apparent. That's the
is-
apparent horizon.
Precisely,
don't-
that's what we experience. An apparent horizon. That's what we have. An apparent horizon.
There's an apparent horizon and the geometric horizon.
Nope.
The geometric horizon.
No, she's stupid. Fundamentally retarded. Only one horizon, Brenda. Clearly, you're very slow and think there's more than one position where the sky appears to meet the ground. There isn't two horizons. When I asked you to show me the second geometric horizon, your answer was it'll just look like the salt flats. But we still have the apparent horizon, and it'll always be apparent. Never the necessity for your ball model, which would be geometric. We don't have a geometric horizon. You saying that we've got another one is simply ludicrous because you're stupid. There isn't two horizons, you moron.
It's in the definition of horizon. Understand what the definition of horizon means, Brenda, and then you will never get confused.
I've got it. I've got a definition of Encyclopedia Britannica that she agrees with it. Can I read it off?
Yeah, go ahead.
The apparent horizon.
Wait a minute, Brenda.
Lies
Wait a minute. If you agree with this, Brenda, I'm reading a definition. So if you agree with it, horizon in astronomy, boundary where the sky seems to meet the ground or sea. That's in astronomy.
Yes, that's the apparent horizon. You're right.
No, that's the horizon.
Can you take a picture of anything you're trying to talk about?
Horizons in there.
I mean, unless Brenda has an observation of more than one horizon, I'd love to see it.
I've got it. I know how to deal with this. Yeah. I've got another definition, Brenda. There's actually 4 definitions for horizon. That my one's called the Narnia horizon, and I put this because this is where on my model this is where the horizon needs to be. There's 4, Brenda, and I'm having my Narnia one.
Do you arbitrarily place it somewhere? Hold on. I just want to clarify Anthony's horizon. Is it arbitrarily placed somewhere that isn't the definition of horizon, i.e. where the sky meets the ground? Is it just arbitrarily placed somewhere else in the picture?
Yeah, it's about 3 pixels below your one, Nathan. So that's my one.
I see. Your one.
Yeah.
No, there is only one horizon in the.
No, I'm having my Narnia one, Nathan. I need it in my model.
I'll try again for Brenda's sake. Do you understand now? People are making fun of you that there is only one horizon, Brenda.
I'm accustomed to you guys making fun of me.
Yeah, there isn't 2 horizons. That violates the law of non-contradiction. It's stupid to assert such nonsense.
Hey, Nathan, can I do a typical Arwen and completely muddy the water? Yeah. I've been listening to this for over an hour now. Now I want to do my thing.
Don't do it yourself.
No, it's okay. It's okay. There is only one way.
No, it's not okay.
There's only one way that
it's not okay.
An apparent horizon could be behind a geometrical horizon, and that is when you're looking over a hill. But guess what? A hill is not a sphere.
Yeah,
that you're
I already made that.
It is a hill.
I already said this. You weren't listening close enough. I held up a golf ball in front of me and said that I could have 2 horizons: the geometric horizon of the golf ball and the horizon of the vanishing point in the distance. The not actual horizon. Yeah, in that scenario. And I asked Brenda to show me where a geometric horizon would be on the salt flats. The second horizon. The physical obstruction blocking things behind prior to the actual horizon that's shown in the black swan image. But as per all images, we only have one horizon. There's not some geometric physical sphere Earth edge and another horizon. They just utilise the not actual horizon and call it the geometric horizon when it suits them.
Yes. Perfect.
Precisely.
What about my Narnia horizon?
Also,
I want my Narnia one.
Go away, Tony.
So there are 3 horizons. There's the astronomical, apparent, and
4.
geometric.
No, there's definitely 4. I'm having my Narnia horizon.
Horizon.
Picture, please. We need a picture of.
It's just a few pixels below the apparent horizon. That's by definition my Narnia horizon.
Yeah. Bottom line
Brenda,
is,
the geometric horizon is a purely theoretical construct, not anything you could ever see.
So in your picture, Brenda, you said on the Black Swan, can we just bring it back up again, that there's 2 horizons. Well, the first would be a geometric horizon, and if that's the case, then it'd be physically obscuring stuff, and you'd see it as a physical obstruction to the things behind it. That's geometric obstruction, the thing you normally claim. Now, obviously, the picture's got none of that. There's still only one horizon, it's behind everything. So there's no geometric horizon. Ever. It's been debunked. Now, I grant you that hardly any on your side actually realise that yet. And you're having it pummeled into you now. While you, over and again, tell us that we're, utilising a reification fallacy when we take a position where the sky appears to meet the ground and assert that it's actually, on that particular occasion, geometric. No, it isn't. Never will be. It's always apparent. And there's only one of them. I know you now say there's two, but that simply isn't the case.
Oh, by the way, Nathan, I want to thank you. I appreciate you asking people to use the correct pronouns. And as a result, I will never in chat type hello morons ever again.
Oh, well, that's a very nice concession. Thank you.
What about the Horizon?
Cool.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, got a pick.
There's 4, Brenda.
There's 3 horizons.
I'm having my Narnia
There's 3
Horizon.
horizons.
No, 4.
Gravity is a force. Density doesn't give motion, and the Earth is definitely, absolutely a globe.
That's what's known as a shit
Gravity
sandwich.
is definitely magic.
She just needs to compliment the host again to get a shit sandwich in. Otherwise, I won't tolerate
I heard
it.
a rumor. I heard a rumor that there was actually an Arwinian Horizon as well. You know.
Yes, Brenda.
Stop spreading these false rumors, Tony. No, it's called an optical slant, and it is the apparent horizon, just in a more descriptive manner.
What about a Ranty-Win Horizon?
It's very weird when we call something that's already defined as apparent.
Yeah, it's
weird.
all good by me.
But apparent emphasizes the appearance of it. What I do is kind of describe the apparent interpretation of like how it is to the observer. That is my approach. I basically go deeper into the apparent geometrics, because they're not real geometrics, of the appearances. And that's what I do with the optical slant.
Hey, Arwen, you know what that's called? How things appear to a person, you know what that's called? There's a name for that.
Perspective.
It's called phenomenology.
No, it's not. It's called perspective.
Phenomenology. Okay, well, mine is pretty geometrically oriented.
Phenomenology is how things seem to an observer, to a subject.
Yeah, but perspective.
Okay. Yeah, I find that interesting.
Let's just stick everyone on mute. Phenomenology is the philosophical study of the structures of experience and consciousness. As a philosophical movement, it was founded in the early of the 20th century by Edmund Husserl, later expanded upon in his circle of followers at the University of Göttingen in Munich, in Germany. There you go. So it's phenomenology is the philosophical study of the structures of experience and consciousness.
Right.
Yes.
I've got a question. Quantum Eraser often quotes Andrew Young and his refraction equations. Andrew Young states that there are apparent horizons, geometric horizons, and astronomical horizons in his calculations.
In his calculation?
Is there a picture of that? Is there a picture of those horizons? I need a specific picture of what's apparent.
What does it matter what he does in his calculation?
I can show you his calculations, but I assume since you guys use Andrew Young as your posits for apparent horizons, that his calculations are true, and therefore you agree with them, which necessitates an apparent.
I can show you a calculation.
Horizon.
I can give you a calculation at negative.
Let's get some control. Just 1 second, guys. I want the guy who's actually putting the claim to actually get clear air to make his claim, and then it can be addressed by who he's addressing it to, which I believe is QE. If he's around, hopefully he'll acknowledge that so we can actually hear what's being claimed once without interruption. Is it nut something or other? I've lost you now. So cooperative, Discord. The guy who was just talking, making the claim in Discord. What's your name, please?
Yeah, it's Nid. I just posted the link for Andrew Young, which if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure QE uses him as a reference point for refraction debates.
Did I cite it?
The question.
Did I cite it, Crayon Muncher? You don't know the difference between citations and references. You're a fuckwit. We got some on the panel here too that I'm going to deal with.
Crying about?
Can you back off your mic a little bit when you do, though?
Fucking shit. You fucking retards.
Does he or does he not use Andrew Young as a reference?
What did I just say?
I'll just give you a response again, QE. He asked if he had cited that specific part you referenced. So you said about the horizon being not actual based on refraction. Has QE actually cited that?
My claim is that if QE uses Andrew Young as the be-all, end-all for refraction, then he
hold on,
has to
QE.
assume Andrew Young's calculations are correct, which assumes apparent astronomical and geometric horizon.
So has he cited that?
He has used Andrew Young as a reference point for debates.
It's not the answer to the fucking question.
Okay, now that you've said that, he uses Andrew Young as a reference. So, if, for example, I cite Neil deGrasse Tyson with the following quote, "That stuff is flat," end quote. Does that mean that because I've used a heliocentric priest, that his equations when it comes to dark matter I also believe in? Is that the standard?
In your example, no.
So, given that there is no specific citation from QE where he uses the refraction that Mr. Young uses, that would be refraction of the R-based value, of course. He hasn't actually cited that particular part of his work, but you want to hold him to account on that part of his work when he hasn't cited that, correct?
That part of his work is contingent on the base assumption of 3 different horizons, so yes.
Well, you're a retard then. Do you get that?
It's the difference between references and citations. I mean, sorry, it's just
thank you for exposing yourself.
It's no point.
What's your name again, so everyone can hear it?
The nut
name.
Again, do you or do you not use Andrew?
Name. What's your name? I already explained it to you. You're a fucking clown. You don't know the difference between references and citations. Obviously.
I never mentioned.
That means.
I mentioned references.
This means that you haven't graduated high school recently, and you never, ever been to fucking university. Ever. So thank you. What's your name again?
No, you didn't say anything about citations, but he
What's
asked you
your
about
name again?
citations. And
I'm
you
sorry.
referenced.
I'm not talking to you. What's your name again?
The NID.
What's your name again?
It's the NID hug. The NIDHUGG. It's the difference between a citation and a reference.
Who is claiming citations?
Nathan, this guy is saying something, right? But he doesn't realize that Thomas Andrew Young defines a geometric horizon as purely theoretical construct, not anything you can see. So what's he really saying then?
You can see a geometric horizon. Obviously, I would never cite that from Mr. Young on account of the fact that if I hold a golf ball in front of my face, the fact that it's a geometric construct doesn't mean I can't see the edge of the golf ball. That's preposterously absurd. But obviously, I don't hold true everything this Muppet heliocentrist says. That would be absurd. But there are certain things that assist our argument that we can take and use him as a hostile witness. It's really fun, because he's a heliocentrist. So obviously, if we cite specific parts of his rhetoric that highlight the contradictions within his rhetoric, we will do so. It doesn't automatically mean that everything else on his bloody website we hold to be true. For example, when he talks about how horizons are formed using terrestrial refraction in his example when describing apparent horizons. No. We don't beg the question of R or hold his assumption in his explanation on his website of refraction that's based on R to be true. But of course, if you bundle everything he's ever said into a single citation that QE's used once and say that, well, you've got to defend everything this man now says in his reference, well, that's preposterous and demonstrates that you don't have an education, as QE's pointed out, to a university level and haven't recently graduated from high school. Or you'd realise that this is a very preposterous assertion that having cited somebody for something specific, that everything in the reference suddenly becomes your business to justify. It doesn't.
Somebody play the Pantomime Globe
If it
for me for
pertains to
just
the
2
subject
minutes.
matter, it does. He has used Andrew Young to cite apparent
You're a
horizons and
fucking
denounced
moron. You're
He's
already
just saying the same
exposed.
thing.
Andrew Young.
He's so fucking dumb that he's going to repeat the same shit. What, 4 more times? They get into the more stupid ones of these. Get into this rut. When they get obliterated and shown to be stupid, they get into this like stuck record. It's like an instinct. Bang! Go into the same groove of asserting the same shit 5 more times. Because somehow that'll make me seem less stupid. We've heard you, mate. We heard you the first time. We tried to point out you don't know the difference between citations and references. Then we heard you the second time and tried to educate you on the difference. Now we're pointing out how fucking stupid you're sounding. Maybe repeat again that his equations are based on what he think horizons are. Because obviously we're deaf, right? We haven't heard you say it 5 times.
Deaf or
Clown.
ignorant, one of the two. Again, I've never claimed citation.
Again.
I've never claimed citation. What is a citation?
What is it?
Uh-oh.
Okay, what's a
Meaning
reference?
of words.
You've used a word. You said reference. What's a
He
reference?
said a quote. He said it's a quote.
A quote
Quote-
isn't a
it's not even
citation.
quote.
No, a citation's not a quote. A quote's a quote. That's why they call it a quote. They're different words.
This is a
Look,
joke.
we're dealing with
And-
dumb fucks.
and
Who is
Thomas
this?
Young-
I'm sick of this, right? It's getting my blood pressure up. Right, the nut hug. Understand this. He put himself on deafen, so he can't hear me telling him how stupid it. Really, that's the way to get my blood pressure.
Why
even
bother with
higher.
him, Nathan? Why bother?
Because I like berating
Some
these
random
idiots.
retard that heard a word and thought he could use it as a weapon without even looking into what it means.
Tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, that's how I was going to do. Is put himself on server deafen, so he can't hear me berating him.
Got more important things to do, like presenting my thing.
It's been on screen for ages, Ranty. I'm so sorry.
Well, before you present your thing,
Oh,
before you
God.
present your thing,
Have you had your breakfast?
yeah, I just ate it. We got other business.
Not right now.
with the
get
other
it.
3
Seeing
guys.
as we're on. Seeing as we're
I just shut up.
No.
Hold on,
point.
Ranty. Don't poke the bear. Just let him rant. He's going to get infuriated otherwise. Go ahead, Q.
You done laughing, clown?
No, I can laugh a lot more if you want.
Yeah, that's all you do. Laugh a lot more. For us,
You are
please.
funny.
You know, put your jester hat on too, for us.
Right,
You are
get on
pretty
with
funny.
it.
Clowns.
There's a serious
Back to
issue
the
that's going to
topic.
get brought up here, right? I want you. The point he's moaning about you laughing is because he wants to tell you something serious. It's a serious issue, and he wants you to treat it as such. But I just don't want everyone with high blood pressure because you're laughing about
even
it
though
before
I've
it's
been on
even
screen for the past 10 minutes.
or so
he
triggered that
wants
you need
come
to
in and
interrupt
bang
the
his drum.
disclaimer. I know you've been on screen, and I'm saying there's something
Yeah,
that's
but
been
he wants
brought
to
up
come in and bang
prior.
his drum. Hello, John's here. Let's everybody stop because John's here.
No, this is it's an ongoing issue, Ranty. I know you're frustrated. You will get to do your presentation. On the other hand, this is old business, and it's been brought up with me before, and I know what's coming. So I brought it up and prefaced it on the show. So I know you've got a presentation, but honestly, you'll understand when he starts going, hopefully without you all laughing and rumpusing him, why it's serious and why it needs addressing now. But we will get to your presentation. I haven't forgotten you. I'm sorry that it's going to get cut off for this, and I promise we will come to it.
I just had one statement. It wasn't that long. I just wanted to round out by saying that we don't need Andrew Thomas Young for geometry. He isn't the point of contact for geometry, right? That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Right.
And Ranty, you stop sharing now.
If I may, oh, sorry.
No, don't you dare, Arwin. I knew you were going to do that.
Very short. I wanted to add to the
you bastard.
conversation.
No, and you know you're doing it too.
Okay,
Don't
fine.
do this, Arwin. You know what you're doing. Ranty, go ahead if you can present your screen again.
Right, so I want someone to play a pantomime global with me. So who's going to volunteer? Well, all of you can actually.
Arwin
Tell me
can.
where's the horizon. Right,
I
Arwin.
volunteer Arwin.
Arwin, show me. Tell me where's the horizon in this image. If this is the sky and this is the sea, can you tell me where the horizon is, please?
I don't know. This is not a 3D image.
Play along, Nathan.
It's not
Play
actual.
along.
Look,
Well, I can think of the horizon being where the sky meets the supposed water.
just
if
play
that's what
along.
it
Where on the
represents.
butt plug is the horizon?
Out there, would you say?
Sure.
Okay, right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that we have an object here that we can see, and we have another object here that we can see, and that this horizon is beyond these platforms where the horizon should be before the platforms. So now can you tell me where is the horizon?
Still the same place.
No, you've got to play a globe head.
You mean the
to invent
geometric
one.
horizon?
Just
Well,
invent
that
one.
depends on what you're going to be presupposing you're looking at.
Well,
I'll
that's
tell
all the
you.
information you're going to
Let
get.
me tell him, Ranty. You're presupposing there's a massive ball obstruction only about a mile away from you.
Okay. Well, then I can't see this. I'm going to close my eyes now.
Good answer.
And that's the point. That is the point. The point is that they will then try to claim there's two horizons. Well, where's the first one? Oh,
Yeah,
well, I
or
need to
it's
go
just
to
R.
I need to go to a curve calculator now that's going to tell me where I see a horizon. Even though we only ever see one horizon that you put in. You put in that horizon. And just because I told you that these images are in front of that horizon, now suddenly there's a second horizon, but you can't tell me where it is, because what you'll need to do is go to a curve calculator that will tell you it's at 1.22 miles away, and then you will have a guess and say that it's somewhere down here.
I don't know. You know, if the Earth was a globe, then you would always be standing on a curve and looking down. So, but yeah, whatever.
And that's the point with this image over
Hold
here.
on. That was a good point, Arwin. Correct, Arwin. If it's a globe, it's got a geometric horizon. It's just a necessity of being on a globe. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, but it's not. It's the Earth is so not a globe that I even find it annoying to try to imagine what it would be like on a globe at this point, because I'm pretty damn sure that it's not a globe.
We all got this at the when we were doing Isle of Man, and I was screaming at Rumpus. So there's a 140-foot wall between me and this observation, and obviously there isn't one. Now, we didn't recognise that we were saying, well, we've only got one horizon. Obviously, that's a totally different phraseology now. But back then, we recognised that this absurd notion of having a wall between you and something you look at in the distance is completely absurd. Well, with this image, not only is it absurd to assume that you've got a wall between you and it when you've got a physical horizon, White Swan Day, in this instance, this disproves the notion that you've got a geometric horizon. Once you have this image, that's why it's the Black Swan. You never ever need to argue about the horizon being geometric ever again. Ever. Dead. It's never going to be capable of being defined that way, because that isn't what the horizon is. And this simply proves it. Now, the fact that they've claimed until now that, well, no, it's a geometric physical obstruction, it's the edge of your sphere, it's where the boats are going. The fact that they claim that to now is irrelevant. The horizon isn't what it needs to be for the Earth to be a sphere. That's why this is so devastating. As soon as people get that, they'll win their arguments every time. We don't have a physical leading edge for a sphere horizon. That's what it needs. We haven't got one. That's it. Game over.
They'll still assert their R-based refraction, their fictional refraction, though.
No.
So they'll keep on just saying that, like, yeah, it's normally you could see it because the conditions allow you to see the globe as is. But yeah, at a lot of times it would all be bending flat, even though they can't even emulate such process.
No, wrong, Arwin. You can't bend flat the geometric horizon. So the starting tenets of their model is that we have a geometric horizon.
I know.
Just don't interrupt, Arwen. You don't have to nod along. It's for the audience. I know you know. But you're cutting my mic, aren't you, by telling me you know while I'm trying to tell the audience? Thanks. So, yeah, the model, the starting tenets, if you listen to Ranty's presentation, 90-minute presentation from Rumpus yesterday, he spends a good chunk of the first section of the presentation detailing the necessity for a geometric horizon. Something we don't have. Well, for me in the chat, I'm like, this is where the argument dies. It's typical now. Once you've got to the crux of their argument and how it's formulated, with someone like Rumpus, he's always got the same MO. He discloses the devastating bit early. Well, in that case, he starts detailing how the geometric horizon works in the model. We don't have a geometric horizon. Game over. It's that simple and quick.
Right. But they will then instead, this was what my point was about, they will then instead say, okay, well, if the R-based refractions are in a certain type of way, yeah, you will no longer be able to see a geometric horizon, only the apparent horizon, because it's all being fantastically loomed into a flat plane.
Okay,
but
stop.
People
stop,
will...
Stop,
Can I finish
stop.
my point,
Arwen,
please?
just let it be
Can
educational.
I finish my point,
Arwen,
please? You finish your point.
No, we need Arwen's endless diatribe of word salad rather than a decent educational process for the audience, yeah, because Arwen's fucking word salad over the top of me is what everybody needs. He was being useful to the point where he decides to insert his endless fucking word salad over the top of it. Yeah, so at the point that he's concisely summarised their point, that it's looming over at R-based refraction rates, no, that's an impossibility, because then you're describing an effect of refraction. There's something that we can qualify in actuality, and looming doesn't loom the horizon. You can't loom the physical geometric edge above itself. Also, the moment it is being loomed, according to them, even if you accept it, it stops being geometric. And their model necessitates a geometric horizon. So both ways they're screwed. As soon as they loom it, it stops being geometric. When they say they can loom it, they can't. That's not an effect of looming. It's a law of non-contradiction violation. You can't loom the horizon above the horizon. So when they say it's just looming to give us the black swan image, that doesn't explain it either.
I'm going to apologise to John there for snapping his head off. I guess I've had a hangover from last night. We're dealing with all those globers that were on, especially Rumpus for 4 hours, and the lines blur between friend and foe. So I was a little bit grumpy there. So I apologise.
With who?
With Quantum Eraser.
Oh, did you get? I didn't see that.
Right, about 10 minutes ago, I snapped his head off.
Did you? You were just laughing.
No, about the presentation. Unless I was on mute and I had a rage and it wasn't heard.
I don't know. Maybe I'm taking acid, but I didn't hear that.
That would be an apparent rage.
So if nobody heard the rage, then I'd take it all back.
That's a not actual rage, Ranty.
I was working. I heard you saying something about a presentation, but I couldn't pick it up.
Oh no, I was almost throwing things at the TV and ripping John's head off at one point.
Wow.
I could have had it on mute. It was on mute, obviously.
Here's the problem the Globers have, and Thomas Andrew Young even has. It is the fact that they are having to use the radius of 3959 as hard math. And when we showed that picture of 1 foot observer height, the horizon cannot be further than 1.23 miles. So this is where they realize the geometric horizon isn't something you can actually observe. It's a thought experiment. And this is what Andrew Young means when he says geometric horizon. He can't match it to the math of the globe, so it's a thought experiment whenever he talks about it. And people don't realize that's what he means by it. Because if it was a globe, you could measure it, but since it isn't, you can't, so it's just the apparent horizon. They lose 10 ways to Sunday on this.
Exactly. The globe itself must have a geometric horizon. But because we don't, They conceptualize it. And having listened back to my argument with Rumpus about just this, at one stage Rumpus says the geometric horizon is derived from the optical horizon. And I wish I'd have caught it in the moment, because it's like, yeah, isn't that exactly our argument? You don't have a physical sphere edge, you don't have a geometry, but you're going to derive one from the observable reality that we experience. So we don't have a geometric edge, but you can extrapolate one out from the not actual location that we do experience. And he essentially admitted it to it. Our geometric horizon's derived from the not actual horizon.
I remember hearing that. I think you did catch him on that, didn't you?
I don't think I did in the moment, no. Anyway, I think that'll be the point to round out this after show. So with that, I'm going to say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the very tolerant G+ panel who've put up with me having to fight devil's advocate with them, Arwin for getting shouted at when I want to make an educational point, and of course a massive thank you to all of the Discord panel for making this interactive part of the show possible. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. And again, a massive thank you to all of you in the Nathan Oakley audience for hopefully liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!